A champion was crowned out in Vegas as Rori Harmon once again playing hero down the stretch, held to just 6 points, but coming up with the biggest two in the final seconds. Rori Harmon named MVP of the Players Era Tournament, and rightfully so after 26 points last night. She's taking home some hardware as well. They've got the ball, they've got the ring. Rori Harmon and her pull-ups, man.
Pull up. Listen, we a fan, we a fan, we a fan.
All day.
Welcome into the Players Era Game Break. She is Christy Winters-Scott. She is Renee Montgomery, and I am Cayleigh Griffin. The Texas Longhorns are your Players Era champions. And ladies, this game could have gone either way. All the momentum in that third quarter belonged to South Carolina, but Texas found something down the stretch. Renee, what stood out to you?
Man, it's just, there was a switch that flipped. Like, there was a 3-minute 42 drought, as we know, that Texas went through. But you get through that drought and you just keep fighting. There were actually moments where there were missed layups. They could, like, it was back and forth of who could miss the most layups, who could miss the most bunnies. But this, for the first time, is like I said, I'm happy. It's within 10. All I asked was for it to be within 10, and we got it within 10. This was a barn burner, but really for Texas, it's one of those wins where when you come back next year from a Final Four run, everybody's talking about we have to take that next step. That's what you usually say in the locker rooms. So you start by winning things, and it doesn't matter what you win. You just need to figure out a way to win. They figured out a way to win the Players Era Tournament, which was a gauntlet. You beat the number 2 and 3 team.
Back to back.
Baby, you deserve,
Yeah.
okay?
All day and all night. I'll tell you what, when I'm looking at what South Carolina was able to do in this game, they did not do the intangibles. And that's exactly what Dawn Staley said prior to the game. She said, we need to do the intangibles. It's not going to be X's and O's. It's not going to be tactical or schematic, but it's going to be who can bear down when things aren't going the way they need to go. And when you're missing the bunnies that you normally would make, who's going to stand in that space? So I think the bench came up huge for Texas. It was a 17-2 advantage for the bench for Texas. On a back-to-back night, you need a collective effort. Texas had that, and South Carolina did not.
There were certainly some tired legs down the stretch. We pointed that out, but it was Texas that comes out on top as we take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's game. Vic Schaefer on one side and Dawn Staley on the other. Two legendary coaches squaring off for the 5th time in this calendar year. And it was both of these teams going back and forth early on. Renee, what did you make of the first half play when neither one of these teams could really quite find a rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like Dawn talked about their schedule where they played on Sunday, practiced on Monday, a little bit on Tuesday. In pros, we're used to a back-to-back. You got to let college players adjust to that. We have players on Texas that played 40-plus minutes, well, 40 minutes last night, and Rori played 40 minutes again tonight. So when you have players that are playing that many minutes, you're going to see a little bit of sloppy play, some legs missing, some missed shots. But Madison Booker, speaking of, she made some key clutch shots when they needed her.
A big moment, too. Medina Okoth goes out, fouls out late in the game. How did that change things?
Oh, that was massive, right? I mean, it was all about the glass work, and that's what I said with Texas coming into this game, averaging 98 points. It was going to be a battle of possessions, and that's what Texas did exceptionally well. They out-rebounded South Carolina on the offensive glass, 16-11, and in second chance points, 12-8. So in a minor league possession game, right, you have a couple of possessions that could go either way. With Okoth fouling out after her 4th consecutive double-double, she had 11 rebounds. So you're missing that presence on the inside. So now South Carolina is not able to withstand that resistance at the rim on the boards.
I expect to see a shakeup in the polls.
Oh, a little bit.
Come out after Texas again takes down number 2 South Carolina, number 3 UCLA in just back-to-back days. Vic Schaefer called his point guard the best point guard in the country.
Yeah.
Renee, how are you feeling about that?
I feel like that's what you better say. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Rori, I'm like, talk to me nice, coach, okay? Talk to me nice. But I mean, that is how a best point guard in the country would play, where it's not even just today. If you've been following along, the game that Rori had yesterday was just as impactful. There were stretches again where the team couldn't score, and she's the one that scored. That shot that she made, Texas, they were struggling to find points. You usually would expect the Madison Booker to score more often, be more aggressive. But again, she had her moments those key moments that brought them back. But really, Rori was the one that just kept the ship steady, and just whether it was a pass, making the right pass, or calling her own number. There was 5 seconds left on the clock. Hit him with the went to the baseline, got to her spot. Like, always not letting teams rush her or make her take shots that she doesn't want. You got to give credit when credit was due. Rori had a great game.
When all eyes on Texas go to Rori, Harmon, and Madison Booker, what can you say, Christy, about the supporting cast here tonight? You mentioned the bench points coming up big, but it was a total team effort down the stretch.
It was. I mean, you have to have everybody ready to go, right, in terms of their mentality and their ability to impact the game on a consistent basis. And that's what Texas had. But you have to go with Rori Harmon. I have to go back to her. And that is the consistency that Texas had on the offensive end, her ability to set everyone up. And she only had 6 points. I'm saying only.
Right? No,
right?
That's,
it was
that's
like a clutch
valid.
bucket, but she had 9 assists and only 2 turnovers. I mean, she's leading the country in the assist to turnover ratio category for a reason, right? She comes up big. She organizes the team. I mean, you're talking about point gods here, right? And the best point guard in the country. I mean, Chris Paul, Sue Bird, Monte Morris, all these people who have had great plus minuses in their assist to turnover ratio, she's in that category, right? You don't have to have a copious amount of points, but can you set the team up to score and win? And when it comes to winning time, give me the ball and get out of the way. I mean, that's basically what she said. But she needed everybody else.
She
right?
did, and she came up with a school record now, 777 career assists. That is the most in Texas history. And let's not forget that she also had that deflection that
she sure
turned
did.
around the game.
Valid.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are also now joined by a special guest as we welcome in Jordan Lee. Jordan, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the championship here tonight. Texas, obviously, you guys found something in that fourth quarter. South Carolina seemed to have all the momentum coming out of halftime, but what was Coach Schaefer's message to you entering that final quarter?
I mean, we're more familiar probably than anybody in the country with how tough that team is to play. And so we knew they were going to make their run, and we had to come back and punch back. And we put the ball in some of our players' hands who we depend on, who we rely on, and then they made plays towards the end of the stretch.
Jordan, Christy Winters-Scott here. When you look at the back-to-back ability of your team and the resilience that it took to not only play and compete, but to win 2 games against teams in the top 5 in the country, what did that take to hold the rope, even with those ebbs and flows, especially in the third quarter when South Carolina found some rhythm and flow?
Definitely a lot of toughness and definitely some maturity. We knew down the stretch it was going to be tough going back to back with only a 7-man rotation, but we had practiced really well, and we knew we were in shape and kind of going to be ready for the moment. So we were just confident in that fact, and we're able to depend and lean on each other when it counted.
So, Jordan, you talking about practice, but your coach said, listen, Linda, your coach said there were some guards that played a lot of minutes. You played 40, Rori played 40. So what are you telling Coach? I mean, he said y'all are probably going to win a couple days off. What's the over-under 2 days off? I mean, y'all beat the number 2 team, number 3 team. Jordan, what you doing?
A couple means 1, so no more than that. And 1 means, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say we're going to go 3, but it means 1 day off, and then the next day we'll be back.
Oh, come on.
A couple, he's tripping.
Jordan, you take down the number 2 team in the country, and you take down the number 3 team in the country within a span of 2 days. What type of statement did Texas make these past 2 days?
No statement, really. We came out and we performed. We just wanted to do some good things. We know it's early and we're still going to grow, and this is not at all a finished product, but it's definitely great to come out and develop some chemistry against some phenomenal teams early on.
And how do you put that in your back pocket, the confidence that it took to win this way and the way that you did? How do you put that in your back pocket and move forward knowing that you have that?
You know, there's just a lot of confidence you can put on being in a moment. Like today, we know now that we've gone toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the country, and now going forward, any scenario that we're in, we're going to have comfortability in the fact that we won and we were successful and, you know, banded together in those tough moments.
Okay, listen, I'm back, Jordan. I got one more for you. You are the
Oh
only
my
player on
gosh.
your team that made a three-pointer. You don't think that at least, I'm just saying, y'all didn't have Thanksgiving today. You don't think you could just, like, you're going to have to start advocating for the squad. Y'all didn't do a little thing.
my
Y'all did y'all's
gosh.
a big thing.
Man, we got it done. You know, Coach will always tell you we try not to depend on the three ball. I definitely want to shoot it a lot better going forward. You know, not as efficient as I would like to be, and you know, I'm sure some of my teammates will say the same thing. But you know we fall back on our principles, and if we don't shoot well, we got to make sure that our team doesn't shoot well and get stops when it counts.
Well, y'all did that, though. That y'all did. So I guess I'll take it. I'll talk to Coach then. It seems like you acting scared. I'm going to talk to Coach.
I think Renee's trying to get you in trouble.
Yeah, I am
Jordan.
scared. You go ahead, talk to him.
We'll get Coach on the phone. We'll let Renee handle this. Jordan,
There
thank
you
you
go.
so much. Congratulations on the championship
you.
here this last 2 days.
Thank you.
We got more coming up here as we wrap this one up and get you set for game 2. It's Texas taking home the Players Era Championship out in Vegas.